podcast, where it is our mission to empower you to take action in your life, relationships, and passions. Here's your host, author, artist, speaker, and entrepreneur, Rob B.F.r.e.e. Badgett.
What's up, free world? It's your boy, Rob B.F.r.e.e. Badgett. Welcome to another edition of Free Tips. I'm so excited that you're joining me again for another episode. That's right, Free Tips is here to stay. Today, I want to talk to the dreamer. I want to talk to the dreamer and really encourage you. This is for the dreamer. This is for the person who's jumped out of the boat. This is for the person who has to walk on water. This is for the person who has had something burning inside of them for as long as they can remember. And it's a dream. We talked about vision, but now I'm talking to the dreamer. And I've recognized the unfortunate reality is that it's going to be hard, and it's very hard for the dreamer who does not have a lot of dreamers around them. You're going to have to accept and get used to the fact that you might be the only one out there that thinks like you do, is going to where you're trying to get to, and it may not be a lot of you. I remember I went to an entrepreneurship conference some years back. And there was this guy there. He was an inventor. It was like probably the first inventor that I made. And he had a bunch of different patents. And during the lunch breakout session, he was just talking about all his different projects and patents. And he starts shooting off all these ideas. He's like, you know what? You know what would be cool if you just did, like an airplane and then did this and then like something random, right? But at the table, somebody said, aren't you concerned about just giving out all these ideas that you have? He's like, no. He's like, because most people wouldn't do them anyways. They wouldn't complete them. And that just really, that rocked me. And the truth is nobody took the ideas that he said that he had anyways. And I recognize two things about the dreamer. One is, yes, there are a lot of things that people may not duplicate or do that you might create or try to articulate. And two, the second thing is the most important thing, is that if you don't fulfill that dream, it's like death for you. It's like your oxygen is being choked out. It's like you don't feel fulfilled. So you have to get it out of you. You have to get it out. Now, don't ever worry about who might steal it. You need to worry more about getting it out, because if you don't get it out, then you're not going to feel fulfilled. And I used to think that success was all about money. I used to think that success was about the car that I drove or the house that I lived in or live in. That's what I used to think it was about. But I realized that success is defined differently. Now, wealth is not defined differently. Wealth is about the accumulation of assets, cash flow, and the length of time that you can go with doing absolutely nothing and you don't go broke. That's what the definition of wealth is as it pertains to financial status. But apart from that, some people say, well, I have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information, or a wealth of health. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about real tangible things. But I used to think that. But I realized that success is really about living the life that you were created to live without apology and with passion. Without apology and with passion. It's getting up every day and knowing this is what I was born to do. This is what I was created to do. And I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied with that. When I leave this earth, I go meet my maker. I know that the life that I was created to live, that I lived it. I lived beyond bills. I lived beyond deadlines and responsibilities. I lived beyond materialistic things, but I lived a life of freedom. I lived a life of freedom. And I recognize for myself is that what I'm really fighting for is more freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom to choose, freedom to make decisions that impact the people that I love, the freedom to do that. We're constantly selling our time, selling our space, selling whatever, and we're trying to buy something. But for me, the one thing that I want the most to buy and have the most control over is my time. And when it comes to dreamers, we have to know that it's important for us to go after it unapologetically, without permission or approval. But I also want to encourage you, don't be discouraged. Don't give up. I know it's hard. I know you're like, man, this is never going to happen. Nobody supports me. I recognize that the people that you usually think are going to support you are most commonly the ones that don't. They're not. They're not the ones that are going to support you the most. It will be the people who you don't expect. You know, I used to do network marketing years ago, and I was like, don't ever count anybody out. I beg to differ. There's some cisterns we need to stop drilling. You can count that out. Like, just move on. Stop going back to the hood, hoping that they're going to understand your vision and your dream. They don't get it. They don't get it. Leave them alone. You may want to visit and do some community work or go back around your family for Thanksgiving or Christmas and holidays. That's cool. But don't let that be your place of staying. You can't do it. So the dreamer has to surround themselves with other dreamers. And if they don't have other dreamers, then you need to fuel yourself with whatever is going to fuel your dream. But I want to encourage the dreamer today, don't quit dreaming. And know that if the dream has been deposited in you, that means the dream can be fulfilled. So don't give up. Don't quit. Short message today, but I wanted to get that to you. Be filled, revived, and empowered until we meet and speak again. Peace.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Free Tips. Visit us on the web at madetobefree.com and follow us on social media at Made to Be Free. That's all for today. Be filled, revived, and empowered every day until we meet again.